So, Superman, James Gunn's Superman. I liked it. I thought it was a really kind of fun, inventive. I don't want to say take because, as I understand it, it borrows heavily from the existing comic books. But I think in some ways, kind of a return to that comic booky roots than what we had with the Zack Snyder take on Superman. And don't get me wrong, I really liked Man of Steel. In fact, I still think it's a very underrated movie. I think as time has gone on, a lot of people have come to love it for what it is, which is a much more kind of dark and gritty take on this. But and again, Henry Cavill was awesome in that role. I would have been totally fine if they had him continue. But at the same time, I think David Cornsweet, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the new Superman does a really good job with adding some humor, some levity, some, quite honestly, some personality to Superman that wasn't there previously. So I was totally on board with this. I took my kids to see it while we were at the beach on vacation. Went to this really beachy theater. If you're familiar with coastal North Carolina, those types of kind of older theaters, it was that. But it was really a cool experience. Went to a matinee. It was like $6.20. The refreshments, the concessions were actually kind of reasonable too. So it didn't cost a whole lot to go see it. This was like a little 4-screen theater. They had Jurassic World, Rebirth playing, Superman, and then a couple of other items, or a couple other movies, I should say. But I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I do think, if I have a critique of this movie, it's kind of twofold. One is, it's a little bit overstuffed, but I understand why it's overstuffed because of what James Gunn is attempting to do with setting up this whole new DC approach for things. But I think, too, Superman spends basically the entirety of this movie getting beat up by the other cast of villains and, people that are there, the metahumans, even though really it's Lex Luthor, and it's Lex Luthor having used his, I guess, super brain, even though it's not really a super brain, his high intellect to map out all of Superman's fight moves. He uses that to then use his created metahumans and his technology, almost like an Iron Man suit some of these people are wearing, to choreograph what Superman's going to do and to beat him up. That was fine, and I think the way Lex Luthor sort of approaches things here by using, I guess, Element Man or whatever his name is to create Kryptonite, I should say, to keep Superman at bay for a certain stretch of the movie, that was kind of smart, and I think Nicholas Hoult does a really good job playing Lex Luthor. I thought Krypto was great. I know some people are mixed on Krypto, but I'm kind of a sucker for a dog, and I thought it added some more additional, I guess, levity to it. It made it that much more kind of enjoyable, and it's just one of those characters that was really cool to see on screen. And I hope that Krypto shows up when we get, I guess, Supergirl or whatever the next iteration is going to be based on how this movie ends, but I was totally on board with this. I guess some people don't like the way that this sort of set things up or the way that James Gunn approached this. But to me, it's like if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you kind of know what you're getting here. There's a really good fight scene with Mr. Terrific, him using all of his probes to lay waste to all of these soldiers in kind of this military area where they're trying to figure out what happened to Superman. But I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's flawless. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it was a great introduction. I will absolutely watch it again. I even like Ma and Pa, even though I guess that caused not controversy, but a little bit of a diversity of opinions. I thought they were kind of funny. But I think, too, it sort of lends a certain kind of down-home, whatever, sense of place and kind of grounds the movie a little bit. And I think you could look at this and dissect it and say, yeah, there are some political undertones for sure, especially with the monkeys that are, used by Lex Luthor to farm hate online for Superman and all that kind of stuff. But I still really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a good movie. Again, not perfect, but a really good time. I'll probably pick it up on digital, actually, when it comes out. I liked it enough for that. I will rewatch it. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching.